Hi, Cowboy Ron here. I want to talk a little bit about the news. I'm having a little trouble with my background on this here. The very first picture I see is the White House. But that's the South Side. And that balcony there was added under President Truman in, I think, 1943. Usually the news media show you the front of the White House or the entrance where everybody's going and leaving. I guess that's supposed to indicate that um, that they're on rub elbows with everybody in the White House. But I used to go to the White House for about 45 years. I was a tour bus driver in Washington, D.C. Go there in the daytime 5 days a week, and we'd go in at nighttime just let them take a picture on the outside of it. Want a little more information about the White House? It has 133 rooms, 20 baths, 5 elevators. Third floor was added in 1933. The balcony was added in 1941 under President Truman. Anyway, let's talk some news now. Plea deal reversed on the terrorist. The White House claims they didn't know anything about they were going to give the 9/11 terrorist immunity from execution. So Secretary Austin reversed that. Do you think that they didn't know? Of course they did. Didn't know about the background. Maybe they forgot that this was going to be an election year. Uh, Now, Vice President Harris is having a whirlwind interest in who's going to be her vice president. It looks like it's going to be um, I think the vice president of the governor out of one of the swing states. But you got to keep an eye on this. The Democrats are accused of accidentally leaking the Josh Shapiro choice. That's who's going to be the her running mate. He's well liked governor, so I think she may get a little bounce out of that. But we don't know what the bounce is going to be like. There's just so much going on. She's never been vetted, never got a vote to become president of the United States in a primary. And again, I'm not sure that she's going to actually end up being the choice. When they come to the convention, I think an awful lot of those delegates are going to have buyer's remorse. To keep her on script, she won't make some mistakes, but she can't undo her record because she doesn't have a record. She hasn't done anything. Admittedly, Thomas Jefferson, the primary reason for a vice president stand ready in case the president was to die. And by the way, nationwide restriction agrees to combat goat plague outbreak. I have a couple goats. I'm going to keep an eye on that. In other words, the animals being sold for meat. Oh, here's something I picked up. I'm a huge John Wayne fan. I only live about 105 miles from his ranch over in Springerville. But John Wayne's 1972 Western movie is the most accurate Wild West film explained by historians. And that was, I remember the movie. I liked it. A lot of the old-time actors were in there. But basically, a rancher can't find anybody to help him out, so he goes to school and gets a whole bunch of school kids. Good movie. You'll like it. Now, President Trump's lawyer accuses Vice President Harris of committing crimes covering up the Biden health. No, she has to be loyal to the guy she's working for. Also, they just ruled that acts in the White House cannot be held to. But what they did as a total team was a disgrace. Now, if President Biden is not up to the job, they didn't have to come out and lie and say he was, but, you can't expect them to cut his throat, but they'll come out and lie and say that he had all the energy of a young man and they couldn't keep up with him. They couldn't keep up with him. That's because they couldn't eat ice cream as fast as he did. Now, President Trump is proposed to debate Harris on Fox. Her campaign calls him scary and weird, and he has the right to name where the debate should be this time. He took the invitation from President Biden. Harris says if he don't come to where she's located, that she would choose the time all for herself. All for herself. Well, that might be good, but I don't think the studio is going to film her by herself. She's not that interesting. She has no accomplishments, except she would take a job, and before she got fired, she would move on to another job. So they're not going to do that. Harris plans to use ABC debate time, even if Tom doesn't show up. Besides that, all Trump is going to do is do a rally or something, and when she'd be on there, and that would suck up all the airtime. Now, the weak jobs report resonates fear in Wall Street. The rise of unemployment rate up to 4.3% certainly seems to spook investors. Well, these figures they give us are not always accurate. That's because they keep updating them. And the updates is never better than the original ones they put out. Let's see. The embassy in Beirut has urged its citizens to leave Lebanon on any ticket available. Let's get the hell out of there as quick as you can. Yes, the Middle East is probably going to go up into flames. I hope it's not. But, oh yeah, I got a little, this is my opinion as the way I see it. Bombshells that woke Democrats could use before the election. Imagine this, 2 weeks before the election, President Biden steps down for health reasons. Vice President Harris now becomes the President of the United States, and with that, she gets a honeymoon. Wow. And if say that her and President Trump was running neck to neck, that could send her over the finish line. That's very scary. That's very treacherous what they're doing. Well, I'm going to end it tonight. That's the way I see it. Cowboy Ron.